Logic 0, example 14.1, an invalid argument. All right, so this is what we've been working up to for the entire course, really. This is a major breakthrough to get to logical consequence and validity of an argument. That's it's arguments that we're primarily interested in when studying logic. We want to know if arguments are what we will call sound, and a component of soundness is validity. So validity is a really key concept here, and the truth table is a good way of understanding what validity is. All right, so we have this example. So now we'll see that there is a colon in this symbolic configuration. We have two propositions preceding the colon. Those are called our premises. So we have a first premise, A only if B, and a second premise, not A. The colon is our logical consequence. It's similar to material consequence, but operating at the level of logic. And what it's saying is that supposing that the premises are true, the conclusion, not B, must logically be true. And this is, central to what we mean by an argument in logic, is it has logical consequence. And we could read this as saying A only if B, not A, therefore not B. And the truth table can tell us whether this argument is valid, because validity is merely a matter of form, merely a matter of the way that the symbols are configured, and of course based on covering all possible interpretations of the truth value of A and B, and in line with the definitions of our operations that are laid out in our main lookup table. Okay, so we're going to do a truth table here. And we have two variables. And so we have a setup that looks like this. And we have seen evaluations of A only if B several times now. True false is the only time that it comes out false. And A, we're going to get the values of A and negate them. The colon gets underscores underneath it. So let's put underscores all the way down. Negation gets a space. And then we have the negation of B here. Whoops, that should be true, capital T. And there we have it. Now, earlier I said that what an argument is asserting, and it has a colon in it, it's saying that let's suppose that the premises are true. Okay. Under that supposition, the only rows in the table that are significant to the claim of the argument are those interpretations or rows where both premises are true. So we see in the first interpretation, the second premise is false. So this is not a significant row. So we're not going to mark the first row of our table. In the second interpretation, the first premise is false, also the second. But here in the third row, we have an interpretation of A and B where both premises are true. So this is significant to the claim that the argument is making. It's significant to the definition of validity. And the claim of the argument is under every interpretation where the premises are true, the conclusion is true. And what we have here in this third interpretation is a counterexample to that. And so here we're going to put a number sign or a hashtag, $. And I want you to think of this as like an X mark, like saying, oh, there's something wrong here. And in general, it means that there's some kind of inconsistency, some kind of logical inconsistency. This argument is claiming that in every interpretation where both premises are true, the conclusion is also true. But here we have an interpretation where both premises are true, but the conclusion is false. So that contradicts the claim of the argument. And we mark this as a significant row, but with a hashtag indicating that there's something wrong here. And then the last interpretation is also significant. And under this interpretation, the claim of the argument works out. However, and so this is significant, this interpretation is significant, and there's something positive, something affirmative going on here. The claim of the argument is being substantiated here in this last interpretation. However, if there is at least one interpretation where the premises are true and the conclusion is false, if there's even one of those, then the argument is invalid. Because the claim is that that relationship holds under every interpretation, and that is not true. Not every interpretation where the premises are true is the conclusion also true.